The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set, 180. Watch the curve. Watch the curve. One touch.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Let's go.
Here's Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
180. 58, come on. Hey, we got to get this stop here. Real. 58, hey, echo. Watch out.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the gun, Mayfield. Ball going deep here for Taylor. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
You think you won't get 56, Mike, 56, right there. 56.
They'll run on first down. McFarland. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike 56. Mike. Watch the run. 66. Put it high. 31.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Push it back. Watch, twist. Point it right, point it right, point it right.
Now a run with Cook. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Mayfield now. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. He's got a man. Complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. This is fielded at the goal line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. The Browns drive about to get started as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hurry, hurry! 25,
On the carry, it's Cook. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Keep playing hard.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. Slam, slam, slam. Watch out, watch out. Alert, 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 alert. Kill. Slam.
They run. Cook. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Mayfield on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And fortunately, the offense will cover this one up back at the 5-yard line.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson is going to find his running back. It's complete. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going deep for Brown. And this is going to be intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mayfield looks to throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Mayfield to throw it, and he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
180.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Now he's forced out, and time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Matt Judon make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. King. Watch twist.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Working out of the gun. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
Point it right.
Back to the ground, Cook. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Alert. Run. Check.
On 2nd down, Dobbins. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
We know, but hold on, we finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, an 80-yard touchdown, as they are now on the board here in the first half. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On second down now, Dobbins. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Throwing, Mayfield, flushed out right. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one goes for 24 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
On first down, Cook. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Mayfield now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Switch. Pistol. Shoot. Hey, regular.
On the ground, it's Cook. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Trying to get it to Landry there.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson looking for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A good run on 1st down. It's got him very close to the line to gain, just shy of the 35.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, there was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game would help here. Because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do. And the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger line splits create some more natural running lanes. Might help the offensive linemen get better angles in their blocking schemes.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
On third down, Jackson being chased out left. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 45-yard line. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
Got it. 6 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. 56. Mike, 56.
From the gun, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Mike, 56. Right there.
On second and a long way to go. Jackson, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Throwing on third and long. Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Browns drive about to get started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Play fake. Mayfield. Rolling to his right. To the right side, and he's got Landry. Complete. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
180. Alert. Alert. Check. Crunch. Run. Out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to work. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A big play there. His third touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On second down, McFarland, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Jackson now. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. To throw is Jackson. Throwing on 3rd and long. Going down the middle, and it's complete. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Jackson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
But depending on the team, they call that an explosive play or a chunk play, the one that they got on the previous one. They tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that 2nd attempt. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Jackson on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And I think the ball's out. And this will go out of bounds, and they're still short of the line to gain, so this is going to be a turnover on downs here.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
From the 30 on second down. Jackson. James has got it. Complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check 56. Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure. And he was... Oh, no, he lost the football.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it's 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Regular. Let's go.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, alert. Under 10.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield fighting to stay upright. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers to get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get to say,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson now. Going to throw again. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Larry Ogunjobi racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. Hey, cheer up. 56 to Mike.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applied. Could strip. The ball's out.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Ready? Switch. Check. Real. Check 20.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Jalen Ferguson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now Austin. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
3 buds. 56 to Mike. 56 to Mike. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Here's Jackson throwing again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. To throw is Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Sam Cook now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Meanwhile, in Foxborough, they're in the 4th quarter. And we're seeing an extension of the lead by the Jags. They're up pretty big. If they indeed win, it would be win number 9 on the season. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run it again with Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Ravens' 28-yard line.
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you, these division games never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division